Welcome everybody. My name is Oscar Velasco and this is my very first review. I am 1/3 of the Unqualified Gurus podcast, and I wouldn't call myself a movie buff or an expert by any means, but I do watch anything and everything, so I hope that lends a little bit of credibility to my takes. And I don't plan on doing like a play-by-play thing, what we do on our podcast, we discuss topics of everything going on the internet. So I want to have a conversation about everything that this movie has sparked up while giving my review of the movie. So if this is something you'd like to hear, or like if you want to partake in the conversation, by all means, check us out, So Let's talk about it. So this is the third movie by Jordan Peele. It follows Get Out and Us, which are phenomenal movies. Like if you haven't watched them, go watch them. You won't regret it. Us wasn't as loved as Get Out, but Get Out is a classic. Well, it's gonna be deemed a classic someday. And this new movie, Nope, has sparked a lot of conversation. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people say that it's not a horror movie, which it they're kind of right. It's a little bit more of a thriller than anything else, and a lot of people are really confused. They just don't understand it. And maybe your spouse is like asking you like what did somebody say? Maybe you were getting a drink. Maybe you were around the restaurant and like you missed it. Not everybody watches movies more than once in the theater, but I do. So I actually went back a second time to try to make sure I had everything right, and I enjoyed it. We'll get more into it, but for now, I hope everybody's gotten a chance to watch it by now. If you have not, the synopsis basically reads like this on Google. Two siblings running a horse ranch in California discover something wonderful and sinister in the skies above, while the other owner of the adjacent theme park tries to profit from the mysterious otherworldly phenomenon, which is not exactly correct, because the brother and sister are also trying to profit off of it. If you guys have seen the commercials, for a fact that they're trying to get the overshot. So this movie stars a brother and a sister named OJ and Emerald, played by Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer, and their characters are extremely opposites. When OJ's character is a very reserved, quiet, to himself guy, he's like just get the job done kind of guy, and the opposite, which is Emerald, her character is an extremely radiant, like just a ball of energy, and she's actually the comedic relief to the movie. Throughout the entire movie, from beginning to end, you can see how they use her comedic ability to lighten up a lot of moments, and it's done tastefully. It's not overdone to the point where it's like we get it, this is supposed to be a serious movie. I think it's done perfectly well, and and the movie's all about them just trying to capture the existence of aliens, and because there's a UFO like hunting their ranch, and I like that in the movie they point out that they no longer call them UFOs. They're called UAPs, which is unidentified aerial phenomenon. In case you didn't know that, you're ever in jeopardy, now you know. With all this, we got to talk about bad miracles. So the movie opens up with OJ and his pops working on the ranch. They come from a long line of horse jockeys, and their great grandfather was the first person caught on like a movie reel. They explain how everybody knows who the director was, but who caught the motion of the images, but nobody knows who the jockey is. Which is cool, because it's telling the backstory, and unfortunately, whenever they are out working on the ranch, stuff starts falling from the skies, and his pops ends up looking up and gets a quarter or a nickel, I don't remember exactly what it was, straight through his eye, and it causes his death. And this was described as a bad miracle because ultimately it's just really, really bad luck, but here's a small tangent. Okay, so this is basically like what my podcast is about. But turns out Mythbusters actually tried like disproved the myth if you go to the top of a building and you throw a coin down that you could kill somebody, because they actually did their formulas. They did tests. They went skydiving trying to see if the coin fell as fast as we did. They tracked their speed. And whenever it didn't match, they started doing experiments, and they actually found out that a penny, like falling from that height, falls at about 65 miles per hour, which it's gonna hurt if you get hit, but you will not die. Okay, but the problem was that he was looking up, so it went straight through his eye, causing his death. And another bad miracle is the shoe standing up. It can't be explained, but it happened. It was in the middle of the Gordon show massacre, or like whatever they want to call it. I don't remember exactly what that tragedy was called, but it couldn't be explained other than just a bad miracle. And a lot of people online that didn't understand, like, they're like, why was the shoe standing up? It's just, you just can't explain things like that. That's the whole point of it being a bad miracle, and that's pretty much it. So there was another point that I had seen online that somebody brought up, was how this movie revolves around spectacles, as can be explained by like the opening title card. There is this Bible quote that reads, "I will cast abominable filth upon you, make you vile, and make you a spectacle." Okay, and whenever you think about it, it's exactly what this entire movie has. It surrounds. You have the show that goes wrong, and the monkey goes crazy and starts killing people. You have Jupiter's claim, and you have all the people that end up getting swallowed up by the beast, and then you have OJ and M trying to capture the entire thing. And it's literally just spectacle after spectacle. But the funny point to it was that somebody said that they have us rooting for OJ on the Bronco, which was a spectacle in real life when OJ Simpson was running from the cops. And for many of you who were watching, maybe like you're too young for that. But shout out to the True Crime podcast that can educate everybody. And talking about spectacles, do you guys want to see what Logan Paul had to say about the movie? Okay, so I'll try to put the tweet up. It says, "Nope is one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. I love Jordan Peele, and Keke Palmer can act her ass off, but the movie is objectively slow, confusing, and stretches themes that don't justify the pace." Mike, for something to be objectively bad, that means every single person has to undeniably agree with you. And that's not the case, but he has a whole thread about it. So let's go through it. Okay, so let's just read his points. Okay, it says, "No one was curious how the quarter shot through the man's face and killed him, or why the key was lodged into the backside of the horse while he was riding." Like we pretty much we covered that with the Mythbuster section, but. I think the horse ran away. We never actually saw him capture Shadow, did we? I mean, Ghost. I don't remember him retrieving Ghost. I could be mistaken. This wasn't one of the main points I was paying attention to whenever I went back. But if you remember, let me know. Okay? All right. Point number 2. It says, "Why or how did the shoe stand upright in the set of Gordy's home?" This is one I'm sure. Okay, so that's basically the shoe thing we were talking about. So luckily we got 2 points down. All right, let's see 3. It says, "The deep voice cinematographer was cryptic for no reason other than to be cryptic." All right, so this point we haven't talked about, but the cinematographer, you see him throughout the movie just watching like films of like ridiculous stuff. Like you see like animals killing animals. You see him just seeing how people caught like crazy stuff on film. And you can tell that he is an artist. Like he wants to capture the most amazing thing he can at the cost of his own life. And this is something that a lot of artists can understand. Whenever you see like photographers that go to volcanoes and they take pictures of the camera stands on fire, you know, everything to get that perfect shot. Like, people will put their life on the line, you know, for their art. You know, for wildlife photographers that get close to animals and stuff, it's just like, it happens, you know. And this cinematographer was obsessed with getting the perfect shot, and that he was willing to give his life for it, and he ended up doing so. So for you to be all like, oh, he was just cryptic to be cryptic, and why would he die just to meet E.T.? It's very what's the word? It's just like, you don't want to understand him because it's not that complicated. You know, clearly you've never loved art enough to understand what it means to put in your heart and soul into something. Was it reasonable? No, but it was his art, and that's it. He was willing to die for it. Okay, next point. Same note. Man on the motorcycle. Why was his voice deep and robotic, framed to be an antagonist who would have a grand reveal? Mystery solely for the sake of being mystery is confusing and leaves too many open ends for a viewer trying to invest themselves into a storyline. It's not that deep. They were all like, dude, that's TMZ. So on the news report, whenever the people in Jupiter's claim got you know, they got devoured. We heard the news report saying that it was a flash flood. You know, conspiracy theories never buy things that are on the news. So here we had somebody trying to figure out what's going on. He says that whenever you look on it on Google's maps, it will come up like disrupted. All right. How is that not enough for like TMZ to want to come out and look at it? It's not that deep. And I don't think I didn't think twice about it. I was like, dude, this is literally just a reporter. And once again, like, he wanted the shot, because even after he fell off his bike and was hurt, he's like, no, get the camera. He was worried because he didn't want to miss that shot. You know, it's another thing, just once again, about the artists putting their art before themselves. It's not that complicated. All right, number 5. It says, my next point, the storyline is all over the place. In the crowd of 40 people, the actress who was mauled in the set of Gordy's home was there. Why? Shock factor because of her scarring? Does she come to all of them? Did she come before the ET feeding? Dude, did you not pay attention to the movie? It has barely been going on for 6 months. He was training it. He was feeding horses to it. And then whenever he was finally ready to present it, he went over, he invited OJ and M, and he literally had flyers. Like, this were like his very first presentation. There was a scene whenever he was staring at the poster, and he snaps out about it. And like, his wife was like, okay, practice it one more time. He was nervous because it was his first time presenting. It was his opening speech, and it was for friends and family. It's not that complicated, dude. Come on, go watch it one more time. Look, I know there's a lot of points. Okay, we're barely at 6. There's 10. There's 10. We're almost there. You know. All right, let's try to fly through the rest of them. Okay, 6. Jupe has trauma with the phenomena. I think he meant phenomena of commercializing predators for profit. And for the last 6 months, he has been feeding horses to ET in the sky. But what about before that? What's the purpose of the creepy cowboy theme park? Dude, that was literally the show he got famous off of. 7. Why was there so much emphasis placed on the name of the horses? They had title cards. Why? I think the names foreshadowed a lot of what came in the movie. I think Ghost disappeared. Lucky was the one at the end that after all the people were abducted at Jupiter's claim. And the horse survived. Clearly, he was lucky. And I don't remember any of the other ones' names, to be honest. But if you remember them, let me know down there. 8. Why was Barbie Ferreira like an incredible acting talent so underutilized in the movie? Why was she even in the movie? Dude, what that literally makes absolutely no sense. If her character wasn't written to have anything more, it doesn't matter. You can't force them to write more stuff for her just because you like her as an actress. That's absurd. Okay, this point doesn't even add anything to your argument. Okay, 9. Way to strip all the life out of a phenomenal actor, Daniel Kaluuya, by casting him as possibly the most mundane vanilla character I've seen. No question, I'm just pissed. Like he's just a reserved dude. I'm like, his character was written to be that way, and I'm pretty sure if Daniel Kaluuya had a problem with that, he's a big enough of a star to ask like for like, you know, character updates. You know, like once again, these are just things that you are bothered by that don't really affect the story that much. If he was outgoing, his character would clash with his sister. That was the whole point of her sister. His sister is like, it's his opposite, you know, and it's good that way. She feels the parts that he doesn't, and they complement each other. It's not that hard, man. It's not. Okay. 10. An extraterrestrial creature that is advanced enough to fully shapeshift, activate an anti-electromagnetic field, and propel itself in any direction quickly and quietly. Can't tell the difference between a plastic inflatable and a viable man. Nope. What can I say to that? It ate a freaking plastic horse. You didn't add that part. It's like this. His arguments weren't even that great, and so it makes sense why everybody was flaming him online. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, that's pretty much it. Let's see, what else do I got on here? Okay. Oh, the final theory. So I didn't give this theory a lot of validity. I didn't think it made any sense because, you know, I had just watched it and I was, you know, scrolling. I think it was through TikTok. I don't remember, but somebody said that whenever OJ does the I'm watching you thing to M's character, that you know, because they're basically saying their goodbyes. You know, he is luring him towards him so that his sister can get away. And whenever, you know, like the motorcycle finally turns off and she tries to like get his attention, whenever it pans back towards them, he's gone. Like, I don't remember seeing him the second time. I paid more attention. I didn't see him. And that's whenever my mind was like, oh shit, you know? So they're saying that the moment whenever he appears throughout the dust, that she's just imagining him. And my mind was like I don't know what to believe, you know. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this theory, but it might be something worth checking out. You guys go check it out, watch it again. Let me know what do you think? Do you think he's still alive? You think she was able to distract it before the monster got him? It's just I need to know. Yeah, but to sum it all up, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was refreshing. I like the twist that they gave to UFOs. I like that it's not a spaceship, it's a monster. There's a lot of good stuff that it did right. And you know, I'm a steal, you know, Anthony Fantano's rating system, and I'm gonna give it a very good. It was very good. I don't want to do no numbers. It was great. Fuck math. And if you like this commentary, follow the podcast, subscribe, like, you know, all the stuff, you know. I'm going to put our link tree in the bottom. Thank you for joining me. Peace.